Cockney, I like that word, Cockney. And the liver has a pool, Liverpool, where the Beatles, the worst four boys in history, the most boring boys ever, born in Liverpool. Beatles. What a bullshit name for a group. Beatles. I always thought it was from beat, like beating up somebody. But then I found out it's just like Beatles. Since then I liked them a little bit at least. When I thought they were beating up people. But then, Michel Maybell. Saved by the Bell. So let's see. Both up? No, this is really bad. This is so bad. Yeah, experts.
Yes.
The rest is. So it's time or what? Yo, oh, sorry, I'm too late. For me, to say sorry is quite hard. But I can manage.
Yes.
Once in a while. Okay. So, the after Deepan party. And everyone feels the light or not? Huh? Well, now it's all over. It's rising up and then it burns and energy plunged down.
Still 10 more days.
Yeah, but the energy is gone. When the light is on, energy is gone because before the light there is energy, but not the light. So a light on, flash. So. But for the phantoms and for the vampires, now the energy is there. The light is there. Now I have something to suck. There's light, and I can only survive in light. And now there's light. Oh, thanks God, there's a light of Shiva. Full moon party for all the vampires of the world. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll everywhere. That's why they make the full moon party in Thailand so big. Before darkness, then the light. So, okay, that was the introduction to the Deepa. It's just a sign that our nature really doesn't care, because so many people up and down and walking around, and really carelessness and actionlessness. Huh? So it's not even carelessness in action, it's carelessness in actionlessness. Who gives a fuck? Yeah? How many people? 2 million?
I don't know.
Everyone gets fed up because someone did 20 and then they say million. No, it's lakhs.
25.
Relax. And Mariella early in 90s was much? 20,000. Can count them still. But now they guess 100 meter full. Good. So, who wants to start first? Russian late. I would be late, it would be understandable, but this. People have nothing to do the whole day. Having one appointment, and that's too many. Oh, I have to remember, I have this appointment today. The whole day in stress. Huh? That's called Tiru stress. Then you have to remember all the days. What day is today? Oh, Friday. Sadhguru. Oh, Ramana. I have to really remember. Ashram. And then Saturday. Oh, there was Sadhguru yesterday. I missed him again. So, who wants to fight? So I saved a few jokes the last week. Sometimes it's good if you are stuck in something. Good. So, Margot, all good?
All good.
It's the first time here,
Yeah.
and you don't want to go again. Come again. No, what was
Oh,
it?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't
I
know
haven't
yet?
decided. Yeah,
Ah.
I'm going, but I'm on my way to Burma.
Burma. Burma. You may burn there.
Yes.
So, any question from Burma? From the monks? Good.
I can ask a question if nobody else has got one at the moment.
If you're eager.
Always. I was thinking about dreaming. Right? We say this the world is illusion or it's a dream, but then we go to sleep at night and then we're also dreaming. So it's
No,
like
but that's not different to this dream.
yeah, but I was wondering what's the function? Why we are dreaming?
Why is the absolute dreamer dreaming? Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, but why is then the relative I also dreaming?
The relative is part of the dream. The relative I is it's never dreaming. It's already dreamt.
But when we go to sleep, we're
Yeah,
also
but there is no
dreaming.
one going to sleep. It's just like an energy functioning drops and then another one starts. The thinker is already a thought, like a dreamer is already dreamt. So what is there to do? So no one wakes up and no one falls asleep. So
And nobody is dreaming also.
no, the absolute dreamer is dreaming.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Dreaming in presence and dreaming the absence.
So you could say we are being dreamed.
You are dreamt as
Yeah.
what you believe
And
to
we-
be.
because we are-
But your nature is that what is the absolute dreamer. But what you to believe to
Yeah.
be is dreamt already.
Yeah.
So that what is dreamt already cannot change anything.
And that what is being dreamed can't wake up also from the dream.
Now there's no need for waking up. For who? If there is only a dream object, like a phantom, and if that phantom is like has an idea or just an idea of unawakened, and then needs to wake up, it's a dream story.
Yeah.
It's a fairy tale, so what to do with it? So there are dream phantoms, unawakened, and unawakened phantoms. It's all part of that, whatever. So the story is his story, and it's not your story. The story of the Absolute, experiencing himself in all possibilities. That's why it's called his story, it's not your story.
But it's actually not happening.
What?
It's actually not happening, it's not real.
No, it's like a dream of happenings, a dream of coming and a dream of going, but in coming nothing comes and in going doesn't go. So it's a dream of coming and a dream of going. I don't deny the experience, but I deny that something comes in coming and something goes in going. So in the experience nothing happens. That's why this Papaji or all this thing, nothing ever happened, because in that so-called experience of happenings nothing happens. Because nothing is born, nothing dies, or whatever you call it. The energy of life or life never comes and never goes. And it's living itself like in different ways, that's all. So what to do? Then we can go home now.
Do nothing.
So can the dream change? Is it a fixed dream or?
It's changing every moment.
No, is it predetermined or?
Yeah, but who needs to know that? The answer is me or not. And what is the me? Can the me be satisfied by understanding if it's predestinate or not, or if it's like this or that? It will be never-ending digestion system of the brain. Always needs to be fed with some new ideas, and this is just another concept you have to digest.
So this is like surrender. What?
Surrender is just another concept, because there needs one who has something to surrender. So it starts from me again. The phantom owner needs then that surrender, but what? He will be surrendered anyway, sooner or later.
Yeah.
But the surrender has nothing what he can surrender.
So what is there for the mind to do? I mean, what should he do in
Let the mind do whatever his mind is doing.
So what is this satsang about then?
This is entertainment.
Yeah.
I don't call it satsang. Don't get me wrong. This is self-talking, self-listening, and this maybe you call, some people call it satsang, but this is like self-entertainment. Nothing is attained, nothing is gained, nothing is lost, nothing gets more or less here, whatever is here. This is called the absolute irrelevance of talking and listening, which is bliss or ananda. That's the happiness of being what you are. Meditation in action. You know, meditation is action without expectation. So without harvesting something. So there's nothing to harvest. Moment by moment, it seems like you harvest yourself by experiencing yourself. So you're the absolute harvester, harvesting what he is. Like a permanent harvesting, which is meditating about what you are. Experiencing what you are, moment by moment. So what to do? Just be what you are, or as you are, or be what you cannot not be. And that is what is reality realizing itself. Moment by moment. And then, and then, and then. So who minds the mind? The mind. So let the mind mind the mind, because this is functioning. So what to do with it? Be generous. Let the mind have some little sex. That's called tantra of the mind, or mindfuck.
But if there is nobody and nobody is...
I don't say that.
Ah.
Nobody is still one body too many.
Okay. But who is in the mind?
Who needs to know? The mind needs to know what is the mind, so let the mind dig into the mind. It's a minor problem. Or not? And the mind will never find the end of mind. So there will be a never-ending mind story. Like the light of Shiva has no beginning, no end, and there will never be any end of mind. And whoever claims that he can control his mind is lying. They're all liars. Whoever thought he found the origin of the mind, and now I tamed the mind, I tamed the bull, for sure is lying. It's Brahma. Brahma, who is a liar who claims that he found the end of the light of Shiva. Huh? Then you know all the awakened ones are all like Brahma, walking the earth and claim that they realize their true nature. They found the end of light. They found the end of existence as being that. Huh? It's a joke. Very common joke these days. Huh? How many people sitting somewhere and claiming that they are whatever, and now they can want to share something what they claim to have. Huh? Many. Wow, it's a big business right now. Eckhart Tolle, 6 million copies sold. By the power of now. And I don't want to destroy anything, but I like it. I'd like to destroy everything, which is not there. Or not, or maybe. So any other question? Andres, you look so fresh today. Freshly brained or rained? Good. Stephen, last hope again.
Yeah.
Which one?
The twins.
He asked all the questions for me.
Yeah. That you can be lazy, yeah?
Yeah, I can just amuse myself, realise how stupid I am.
Yeah, but, so you are kissed by the muse. It's the only lady who is amusing you.
Okay, I can ask something more.
Okay.
But after you have to pay me, yeah?
Okay, you.
Commission.
I don't work for Carl.
I think you have to pay double. Because if you pay double of nothing, it's still nothing. Huh?
You have to buy the house if you work for it.
So what about all the scriptures like Upanishads, Vedas, and this is any point studying them at all?
Yeah, you have to read what you are. That's called Upanishads. It's a punishment that you have to read what came out of you.
But some truth is there or not?
What is truth and what is not truth? That's the question. And if you call it truth, then already it's a lie. So I would say it's all whatever you are that created it, and you have to read it.
So it's also just entertainment, really.
For what you are is pure entertainment, joy, the joy of reading yourself, the joy of tasting yourself, the joy of whatever. Where there is a taster and the tasting and the tasted is no different. So you realize yourself as a liar, lying in what can be lied. So you realize yourself. It's an alliance of lies. So you can never know yourself, and that is your absolute joy. The joy that you can never know that what you are and whatever you experience is a dream-like lie. But you cannot stop it. So you rather enjoy the lie. The liar, the lying, and what can be lied, because...
Just do your best to enjoy it.
No, there is no way out. Don't do anything. Be lazy. Because you have never done anything for what you are. Like the absolute dreamer never made an effort to dream. That's why it's called dream, because dream is like nothing happens, like no energy is needed to dream. It's like, because the absolute soul of God, the absolute dreamer, Parabrahman, dreaming without any effort. It's like an effortlessness of dreaming himself. And you cannot escape that. So it's an accident. You started dreaming, maybe for me there is no starting of dreaming, but just to take the sinner out of it, that you claim yourself and you blame yourself and you are angry about yourself, why you started this dreaming, because now it became a nightmare. But nightmares are part of the dream. It is like becoming a seeker, because now you think this dream is not sufficient for me, this is not satisfactory for me, whatever, this is not enjoyable anymore. So your love affair with yourself as a dream now became sour, and now you want to get out of it. Yeah, but wherever you try, you will fail. Because the main problem is you were never in the dream, so there is no way out of the dream, because you are not in the dream. But by your almighty imagination, by imagining yourself in the dream, you are in the dream.
So you're saying, when you're saying you mean like pure consciousness?
Forget consciousness. Consciousness is a dream. What you are is realizing itself as consciousness, but you are not consciousness. Don't call it anything. Don't give it any bloody name or no name, whatever. Whatever you say will be a lie. And bullshit.
So that which cannot be named.
Even that would be one name too many. That's why they call it silence, because it is always never defining itself. Never defining or not defining, but it defines itself in everything. But that what is defining itself as a definer and what can be defined can never be defined. So there's no finding in it. So again, there are pointers only when you say it's the unpronounced or the unpronounceable, which is pronouncing itself in whatever it can be pronounced or not pronounced. But you can never find it in the pronounced or unpronounced. It's neither the pronounced or unpronounced. It's always that what is, you call it reality, but itself would never call itself anything. You will always be in the Bay, Barbara, don't worry. You are just too tall for everybody. Especially for women, they care. So
and
what?
There's also no beginning and no end.
Yeah, but then it's again, you define it. You make it limited by calling it unlimited. That what says no beginning and no end then needs to be having no beginning and no end. You will never know that. It's as limited as what it is or unlimited what it is. It doesn't need to be unlimited to be what it is. Because already you make it small by trying to make it big. Fantastic, huh?
What to do?
So I always sit here and try to minimize you to the max. But I just try. Because what you are Sealed forever. So good. Something else.
So what is stillness in all this dream?
Stillness is just another experience.
Another experience?
Yes.
It's not the truth?
No.
No.
If stillness would be the truth, there would be some opposite to the truth. Then non-stillness is not the truth.
Maybe non-stillness is also stillness?
Yeah, but then you have to make. Just be quiet. Then it's you don't just be what you are, and that never needs to know what it is. But that now what needs to know what it is will never know it. It's too late for you. Now it's too late. So even the power of now cannot deliver anything. Now it's too late because the now is already a dream. So from a dream comes another dream. Dream. Or whatever you call it whatever. The realization, so out of the first lie, the first falsity happens. And now you want to find that what is not false in falsity. That's how can you find that what is not false in falsity? But you try all the time. So whatever you name, whatever you claim, whatever is false. So just be that what is in spite of whatever you can imagine. Always be in spite. There is no because in what you are. So when you call it stillness, you already make it, and even some call it perfect stillness or whatever. They always need to make it more perfect and superior and whatever, and oh God. And that cannot be the imperfect stillness. I always think, what stillness has to be perfect? Or not? Tell me. But is the book selling better, I think? I would call it imperfect bullshit. Or perfect inaction. So, what else? Margot. Still the same or what? No. This guy. But they all complain these days. You're too soft, Karl. People who haven't seen me for 7, 8 years from here, they laugh and they say, Karl, now I don't recognize you. You're so soft. Sorry. I do my best to be a bit...
That's 2 apologies in one.
Yes, right.
So, Opa.
Yeah, you're like the masochist and sadist, please beat me, no I won't, right?
Yeah, now Opa thinks he is ready for beaten up and now I don't beat him.
You did enough in the past.
When he asked me not to beat him, I was beating him like hell, and now he's ready, he thinks now I can take it. Now he can come with heart and laugh and sing and then...
No. Not with you, no.
Don't go so far.
I'm not that stupid.
I think the only unlimited things you can find is pride and stupidity.
Now, I was thinking when you spoke about perfection, I thought of the old mantra which says when you take the perfect from the perfect, the Purna, only the perfect remains. Yes, an old mantra. Just came to mind.
What has to be perfect to be perfect?
Yeah.
What an idea. The absolute is as absolute as imperfect or perfect or whatever. The absolute is just absolute. You cannot make any whatever condition of the absolute, which is better than the other one. That's why they call the absolute self and not the perfect self. Good. Yeah, so you're from Germany. Oh. Another one bites the dust. From where in Germany?
In the moment I don't have a flat there, so it's
You are born somewhere in Germany. Bielefeld. Oh, that's the worst case in Germany. No one wants to live in Bielefeld. It's like if we say, if you don't meet in this world, we meet in Bielefeld. It's like hell. Now everyone understands why he's here, not in Bielefeld. The worst place in Germany.
I only born there, I never lived there.
Born in hell? Still on the run.
Grew up in Spain.
That's another German. He said, I grew up in Spain or whatever. No one wants to be a German, actually. I am a German. I like germs. Full of germs. Good. Yeah, some ladies? Something? No? No complaints?
No.
Oh, I do my best that people complain what I say. Then none. Yeah.
What about the habit of planning and giving
Go.
life a certain direction?
Do your best. Yeah, try and do your best, because all your planning comes out of the same where then the result comes from. Yeah, if you want to please God, try to plan what will happen. Because He will show you that your plans are all for nothing. I think there's always only one winner who doesn't need to know what comes, and then and the one who needs to know what comes has no. You can go to astrologers or something. It's their job. Trying to know what will happen anyway, and trying to prepare oneself for. You don't know what will happen, but just in case. I always say, hallelujah, praise the Lord, just in case. Maybe there is one. Just in case. Must be a nutcase, huh? Who wants to be a god of this chaos? His job is really not good, huh? This one is his perfect job. What would you say about the perfect job?
I think we need the devil also in the mix.
The devil?
Yeah.
God has to play all the parts. Wow. No, it's good.
Do you?
No. Fuck off. I say something if I need something. Girls always want to tell me what is best good for me.
They want to love you.
They want to, but they don't do. I just want to love you. What is that for a statement? I want to love you. And I always tell people you will not succeed. I do my best. I'm lovable. Good. Something else from the 5 years plan? Yeah, ladies in certain ages have always this plan. That age married, then kids, and this one. No, and then they come here and then they're beyond that. Then they have another plan. Then comes something else. But if that doesn't work, then something else comes. Then they become spiritual. Then they want to look for the Godchild inside. If they cannot have their own child, then at least they want to find the Godchild inside. Then become like an inner direction. First an outer direction. So you die in two ways. You die in the outer direction and the inner direction. Because all of that is cemetery dream. So then you want to have a plan of the cemetery. Where is my tombstone? I want to know where my tombstone will be. I want to know where I end up. I want to have a plan of the cemetery, and if I have a good view from that point. And who is next to me next? Who will lay next to me?
Who is under?
And who is on top of me and who is under me? Because in Spain they have this, they have always this like a bum 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 bum. Crazy, huh? That's a question like, what will happen when I die? First you have to find out who is alive. And if you find someone who is born, then we can talk about what will happen when you die. Huh? So, questions about that? Imagine.
Carl, what happens when you die?
I see you. Like now, I see you. Because this is like a birth, born into a cemetery and meeting corpses. This is when you die. This is actually when you're dead. This is all dead experiences. This is when you die into your dream. So your only way of, you committed suicide by being born. And now you're under corpses.
So what is life?
No one will ever know. But that what you experience is not that what is life. So whatever you experience is a dead experience. That why Ramana says dead experience is that life can never be experienced. So to be that what is, whatever can be experienced, especially the experiencer, is a phantom tombstone, like a tool. So this is like afterlife, here. Meeting yourself as tombstones. And then they meditate to have this tattoo on top, rest in peace. Engraved in their tombstone. From gold medal of meditator. I'm the best. I went so deep into my nature, I nearly lost myself. But only nearly. Tomorrow I will meditate so deep that I will be gone. And I never come back. Because I know without me I'm better off. My preference is being that what has no preference. So me has preference, me is preference. So without preference I want to lose my me in meditation. And I go so deep that I will never find myself again. That's a plan. We're talking about a plan. Coming to our Nachala and sitting in the Ramana little meditation thing and getting lost. Huh? Is that your plan?
Actually, I don't have a plan.
But you asked about a plan.
Yeah, just because well, to be honest, I'm very much I was living this cliché, like you say. I first tried.
This is not a cliché, this is the nature of every human so-called being.
Yeah, right.
It's just the
I had
nature.
happiness outside, it didn't work, so I look inside.
Yeah.
It's very much like that.
And you look deeper and deeper, and by not finding yourself, you may rest in that what can never be found. That's the whole ultimate medicine, is Nisargata, all that point. You look first in the outside for happiness, nothing to find. Then you go inside, nothing to find. Then you rest in that what was always there. So you are absolutely disappointed. You have no point in outside or inside. And then it's not so bad, it's worse. It's really worse, because then this fucking thing never ends. In spite of you being what you are, this never ends. You always, this dream idea was there that when you are what you are, there is no dream anymore. There's just reality. Fuck it. You have to make your laundry still, and you break your bloody, have a fracture in your bed, and so when I say fuck it all, it doesn't help, but I still like it. Fuck it all. Break it all. The best thing I like that I don't have to be peaceful to be what I am. I don't have to enjoy myself. I don't have to be a nice guy. I don't have to be whatever. Fuck it. That's such a bar. That's fun. That is joy that I don't need it. And I don't need to be enjoyed by anyone. And I don't need to please anybody, not even myself. Fuck, that's so pleasant. Beyond all pleasant ideas I ever had. So don't need to be an actor anymore who needs applause. So fuck the audience.
Wow, it's back together.
The ultimate game show host.
Ultimate game show, fuck the audience.
Before the audience fucks you. It's like people always ask, why do you play with words so much? Well, why you say, I play with the words before the words play with me, I tell you. Fuck them all. So, what else?
So Carl, if you don't do any planning or
I plan like hell. Now already I sit on the computer and plan to buy something else in Germany because I hate Spain now. So I'm planning now to where to go in Germany. So I bought already a cottage this year, a small one, 30 square meter. But now after 2 months it's very small. So now I'm planning maybe make it a bit more.
So you're not just doing the next obvious thing.
Why should I? Why should I miss the joy of planning? Why do I have to be in this bloody now all the time? Who fucking needs to be in the now? Fuck the now and be what you are and enjoy planning. Enjoy being stupid because that is what you experience yourself as. You don't have to be clever for what you are, come on. You can be the stupidest asshole of the ever lived on this bloody earth and you still are what you are. So be a Jani but don't know one. And being a Jani doesn't know what is Jani, what is not Jani. So fuck the Janis. So fuck the Jani inside and be what you are. That's the big. You don't need to be in peace with yourself because there is no self to be in peace with. So peace off. Peace is off. Who needs bloody peace? This famous peace and tralala and peace on earth. Look what is peace on earth. Everyone fights for the bloody peace. All the warriors fuck for, if they would fuck for peace, I would like it more. But they shoot for peace. They fight for peace.
What about
That's what John Lennon hates the Beatles. Make love, not war. Fuck for peace.
Give peace a chance.
Give peace a Look what happens, huh?
Inner peace.
The worst you can have. Then you have permanent, you have to care about this bloody inner peace. Then you, am I in peace now? I better be quiet. It's very fragile.
Yes.
Everyone knows it's so fragile, my bloody inner peace. I meditated 50 years for my bloody inner peace and no one could, don't come close to me. I always say to people, if you have inner peace, get a new girlfriend or boyfriend. Then we will know how much is worth your bloody inner peace. So another thing bites the dust. This famous treasures of whatever you're running around with hearsay of books and some masters who tell you inner, outer, whatever peace, and you believed all that. So there's infinite traps of books and Upanishads and whatever kind, and you always take it personal.
So actually all paths are lies.
Yes, that by Buddha said it's not like the past is a goal. And everyone reads it, everyone listens, everyone repeats it, but no one, it's just like a phrase, became a phrase. That's all. What does it mean the past is a goal? Being what you are, which you never left, so what is there to do for that, to be that? Whatever you do cannot make you more or less as you are, so do whatever you like or don't like.
But did I understand you wrong? Right, that there's actually no truth.
Who says that?
You?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said there is truth only in a dream. It's a dream truth. So there is truth, but maybe what you are doesn't need it.
But who's then the liar?
It's a lie. And then you rely on the liar. You became a liar and now you rely on lies. Because what you call truth would kill the liar. So whatever you do now, you rely on lies. And even you meditate, you do whatever, claiming that you look for truth, you look in the other direction. You do whatever you try to do is trying to survive this little liar, little phantom survival system running now.
Because it's so hard to understand it still in German, but English is worse.
What?
So fast talking.
Come on, I'm not thinking before I talk. Come on, it's not. I have always to make it slower. If you
okay, now but in the English live it's
yeah, but you should. But the listening is the point, and not understanding here.
Okay, so go on.
No, just be a microphone without a phony guy who's the listener or the one who hears. Be an ear, but without a hearer. That is like a stream of words which you will never understand. Not in Germany, not in German, not in English, and not in any other Bulgarian.
But that applies to listening to anything, not just listening to someone like
If you could listen, then you are as one listener to many. Listening happens 90% of the day. There is no listener. Because there's just the stream of things.
hearing.
So there's just listening. And then when something disturbs you, then comes hearing.
Okay.
Then the me wakes up, one who is disturbed. And then there's like someone who makes a story of his disturbance story. That's only 90%, 10%. If it's more than 10%, you already end up in the madhouse. You try to make earplugs or whatever disturb, you cannot take it. Your nerve system is not ready for it.
It's like when I hear you, it's like there's something in here which kind of understands, let's say. But it's completely irrelevant whether one would understand.
No, that understanding what you are never needs to understand what it is. It's your nature, your natural, your natural state. It's understanding.
But
being what you are.
But I understand that when you say it.
Yeah, but I'm talking to those because that when I talk from there to there is an understanding by nature and not by understanding. It's not like you understand something which you are. Now I know. You can, because if you try to repeat what I say, you always fail. Many try, but all failed. Even me. I cannot repeat what I say. Impossible. It's always a bit slightly different. So it depends what talks and what is listening. So talking directly is living words. Talking indirectly is dead words. A teacher talks with dead words to a dad who wants to have a dead knowledge. But talking from that what is knowledge to that what is knowledge, there is no need of understanding. That's a natural state of what you are. But that cannot be faked. You can fake it for a little while by repeating some. You read a book of Advaita book or Ramana and then you repeat what he said. But then after a while people they fall asleep. It becomes fucking boring.
So So you have to give a method.
The what?
You have to give a method for...
Sorry that I don't have one.
Okay.
The only one for me is being what you cannot not be. That's the only...
Being what?
Being
Okay.
what you cannot not be. And there's like a house. It's like a koan. I can give you the koan, which is what you are. A koan means it's impossible to understand. Impossible to gain or to attain by anyone. So being what you cannot not be. It's like a Neti. It's like a neither. It's like absence, presence, all collapses in that instant. And you still are what you are. It's the absolute leftover which never needs to anything. So there's a split second of a satisfaction of being what you are. And that is so tempting. More tempting than anything else in this bloody universe. Inside, outside, whatever. So I make you a junkie. I'm a
What
pusher.
is your method?
That's my method. I make
And
you.
how did you
I make you a junkie. Listening to that and being that, and you become an absolute junkie for yourself.
And what if it never...
And only by being absolute junkie for yourself, nothing else can satisfy you as being that what you are. That is satisfaction itself, and that is fact. That's undisturbable, that is so solid. Nothing is more solid as that what you are. And everything else is satisfaction. So that's why Jesus had the crucifixion, not the crucifixion. Because the self was never crucified by anyone. Only a body, only a fictionary idea of Jesus was crucified. So it's a crucifixion, like science fiction. All that is science fiction. But knowledge can never be owned or attained by knowing or by science or by any whatever. So whatever you can find out is science fiction. But now you're a scientist. And that's science fiction already. Believing that you are is science fiction. Because you have a false evidence that you exist. Like having a body, having an idea, having a whatever. This is all false evidence. And out of false evidence comes a false fear. False evidence appearing real. So it's an appearance of reality, which if you really invest in it, if the scientist could not find matter in anything. So it doesn't matter. No? It may not matter at all. So you have to be an absolute scientist. And you cannot stop it. So your dream is permanently inquiring into what you are. You cannot stop inquiry. But you will never come to an end. So consciousness is a dreamlike inquiry, dreamlike meditation of life into itself. But there will never be any end of that meditation. As like a harvest or a point of, now finally I know myself or something. So whoever claims he found his true nature, let him be happy. But don't believe it. So being what you are is more than easy. It's an effortlessness of just being what you are in spite of whatever is. But you will never become it by any technique. But you may try. And you cannot stop it. Because the loving caring for yourself will never stop. And by loving caring for yourself, you realize yourself. So what to do? I said it. Oh, sorry, Opa. Loving, caring. Fuck.
Deleted from the tape.
Sorry.
We'll edit that out, don't worry.
Cut. Fuck it all. Just make it out. Balance. We need balancing. I need to make nice and not so nice words because I have to make them all pure as they are. Good. So where was I? Sorry. I will never do it again. Loving, caring. No, it's like when Yuka calls the Absolute or Parabrahman starts dreaming, that waking up, becoming awareness or awakeness. There's love at first sight. You cannot not love himself. It's like the first, whatever. If there is something like the starting of a dream, like you fall in love. This is an image of yourself, because awareness already is like a false God. So you start to fall in love with God. God falls in love with God. Then the hell starts. Then passion starts for himself and something, and then out of this love for himself, all that drama. So when Ram knows Ram, he becomes a drama for himself. A love affair with himself. And this is all a love affair with yourself. It's a dream connection, but it's all a love affair with yourself. Love-hate affair. And there's as much hate as love. As much jealousy as whatever. All of that you have to experience as that what you are. So there's an unconditional love and an unconditional hate in front of you.
Unconditional.
Unconditional, because what you are is always unconditional. Nothing will condition you. So all the experiences have no consequence for what you are. But you cannot only experience yourself in one side, like love's present. No, as more pleasant as unpleasant. As more comfort, there's discomfort. All of that comes together. But you cannot find even the comfort in this discomfort experiences of daily life. There never will be any comfort. Comfort is the absence of experience, which is called oneness or something. Like an absence of an experiencer which is different from what he is experiencing. So you feeling one with the universe, the absence of separation, you call comfort. So that's the opposite of discomfort, experiencing yourself as a relative experiencer being different to what you experience. These are the two sides. The oneness and the two-ness. Whatever. They all come together. So your preference, like the me, is the preference of having permanent oneness. So unconditional love is your preference. That makes you a me. But there is as much unconditional love as unconditional hate. Discomfort and comfort. And by love you want to avoid discomfort. By trying to avoid it, you become one who avoids. An avoider. That's a preference. So you have a preference of comfort. That's natural, it seems. A natural preference of comfort, because then you want to avoid the discomfort. That makes you a relative God. A relative me. And you cannot stop it. This loving caring is like it. What to do? So that by that you become the devil who creates heaven and hell. So God becomes his own devil, creating heaven and hell. Heaven would be unconditional love, and hell would be unconditional hate. I hate everything. Fuck it all. So in this presence of this life, be having a body, having to breathe, being conditioned, all of that, you hate it. You hate to wake up. There's a hate, love. There's hating, loving, whatever you call it. If you would find a meditation button, press here and you will be gone forever. You will never leave that button alone. That's why you meditate. You want to find that final solution. That there's only oneness left and separation is gone. That's a goal or not? This idea of enlightenment. Yeah, it's like it. Enlightenment, awake. When I'm enlightened, then I will be all forever happy.
Yes.
Me. So it's like being absolute in comfort all the time. Experiencing myself only in comfort. Joy. Enjoying everything permanently. And I tell you that will never be the case. You cannot, because by being a chooser, having a choice, already there's hell. The free will, having a willy. Come on. Willy or willy not. That is hell. And then you claim yourself, what I have done, and this doership happens, and all that, all bullshit, all comes to you. Because of free will. You have a choice. And that's in the Bible and the religions, they all tell you, you have a free will. God gave you the free will. God gave you the choice. Because for control they need it. Because if there would be no free will, no one would claim to have done it. No doership, no sin, no sinner. Where is religion in that? Where would it be? It's a power game of the Pope. Pop the Pope. Before the Pope pops you. Very popular these days.
What if we accept the discomfort and the hate just as much as the joy?
Yeah, then you would be close, but not close enough. No, try. There's a limit to it. You know it. This, you can fight for it. You have your tolerance limit. You really expand your acceptance and your tolerance, but there will be a cut. There will be a circumstance where it will collapse. Try. So the closest you can come maybe is that you accept it, you cannot accept. Because whatever is a relative acceptance is fragile and will be gone again.
But trying to accept the comfort and everything, trying to accept the discomfort and pain.
Trying to accept the comfort is a piece of cake.
Trying to accept the discomfort and pain, we are also trying to move into the comfort zone again.
Because if you accept comfort, you create by that moment the discomfort. You confirm that there is comfort needed by accepting it. It's like being in a nice, happy circumstance with everything is fine. To be what you are then is a piece of cake. Enjoying it. But being in the deepest despair or in hell or whatever, unimaginable pain or anything, maybe then it's maybe more real. But I don't wish for that, for you, but maybe I do. Ramana called it when you're 10 meters underwater and you cannot breathe anymore and everything, it's whatever, life thing draining out of you, what? Then it shows. Then it shows. And you will see you will still be what you are, and which never needed to breathe, to feel, or any experience, anything. Some need it. Some will be, it's like Yama, the god of death, will harvest you by just showing you the extreme, and then this will be a guna. Gone for whatever. But then another one jumps in. You think the absolute is short on people who come and go? Everyone takes it so fucking personal, huh? Imagine the absolute gives a fuck if you realize or not what you are. Imagine, just imagine it for one moment. Yeah, I mean it, just imagine it, that no one, especially that what you are, doesn't care if there is one who is realized or unrealized in front of it. Imagine this carelessness, gives a shit if you are awakened or not. You only want to be enlightened for your friends, you know that. You want to wake up for your girlfriend or for your friends, for your dearest, for your family, you want to save the world maybe or something. That is your goal. Or not. You want to work with Eckhart Tolle for the new earth. He needs soldiers. So go, if you have still a plan for this world to save. But I think he cannot even save himself, so don't worry. Because his wife is Kim, and Kim will take care. Good. Germany. Bielefeld. Gefällt oder nicht gefällt? Gefällt oder nicht gefällt?
Gefällt, ob es mir gefällt.
Nein, der Baum ist gefällt
Der
oder
Baum
nicht?
ist gefällt. Ich habe Baum.
That's why they call it Lichtung. Like you start like you have a forest full of concepts, and then you cut all the thing, and then you think when all the concepts are gone because I cut them all down, then I have light. Then there's so much light because no concept are blocking the sun. Huh? Nice idea.
Nice idea.
That's called karma yoga. But you come to the end of the forest, and then it's so long time ago, and the beginning of the forest is higher than before. You think you made it all. Now I came to the end, the final concept, me, and I cut it out, but all the concepts are grow in the back. But you have to run and run. You really have to be fast. The beginning, and that's like the dog who is always in front and in the back, always trying to bite the enemies. Because enemy is your enemy, and your inner dog knows that. Then you make Vipassana seminars to make the watchdog being faster, by being slower. Permanent awareness. I watch myself. Watch it, baby. Yeah. Then you become a master of being so aware, nothing will ever happen to me again. I'm full in awareness now. I'm an awareness master. First you started being heart master. I mastered my heart. Now I have an open heart. But now I have to be aware that it doesn't close again. So first the heart master and then awareness master who takes care that the heart open doesn't close anymore. You have to be fucking aware. Especially then. No jealousy anymore. Jealousy close off immediately. You better go to Himalaya, where all the liars go, and stay in the cave, and no girlfriend, no relationship, no world, because it's dangerous. Everything is dangerous. Open heart, huh? The worst case scenario. Open heart surgery. With a heart master. Wow. One who mastered his love and caring, now is there only for his dear disciples, Shantimai. I always find good examples.
Yeah. You find the worst example ever.
I think she is an open purse master. American purse. She was pursuing. When I was there in Laxmanjula, she just started that everyone has to put his name on a donation letter, that she knows how much it is worth for everyone. That was really scary for many, because some only took 100 rupees, and because they know she would never know who was it. But then, clever, huh? No, I'm not so clever. I am so stupid. Stupid with crutches and things. Bloody stupid body jumping away from a snake. Stupid, huh? Because I was so stupid to put a basket full of clothes into the hallway. Yeah, and where in this weather snakes look for? Dry, nice, warm places. So stupid, stupid, stupid. One stupidity leads to the rest, and then you have some cluster. Now I have time to watch all the TV series I ever wanted to watch. There's always both disadvantage and advantage. The most stupid the last days, but you cannot stop this, sense O or something called. Fuck, this all around the world bullshit. This most esoteric bullshit you can ever imagine. Then you have to watch that. Fantastic. And the blacklist. Counterpart. Pam, pam, pam. Shooting, killing, chopping. But it's getting so cruel in that television series. Huh? Even the Germans now. Pam, 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 pam. Unbelievable.
So that was real fear when you jumped to avoid the snake?
No, it was the body reacting
body
to
fear.
the event. It was not fear, there was no time for fear. It was just a reaction.
But because once you gave that, your false evidence appearing real, you said the other meaning was...
Yeah, but for what you are.
You said the other meaning was fuck everything and run, right?
Didn't say that.
You did.
No,
yes, you did.
I never did that.
Oh, you did.
No, I never said that.
The other mean, the other way.
You said it.
No.
I always said it.
I got the CD.
No, it's like I know Australia. I was 10 times there half a year, and I know to be calm when there's a snake coming, and you just stay quiet.
If you see it coming, yeah.
Yeah, when you see it, and then now I got some emails from Australian friends. You know about snakes. Why did you jump away? You know how to behave. Yes, I know how to behave, but this bloody body not. You jump when you jump.
You jump. Yeah.
When you don't jump, you don't jump. This helplessness, I like more than anything else. I love this helplessness, this unpredictable life. You cannot predict yourself any moment. You cannot predict anything. Anything is possible, or not. Fantastic. And I don't have to prove to be calm in front of a snake. I can jump. But then you see the result. The result of no free will.
Now you know for next time.
Next time I will quiet or not. That's the beauty. You don't have to know how you react next time. It will be the next time. That's all. The next will be the next. You don't have to learn from your bloody past. You can be the laziest bastard ever because you don't have to learn anything because it's already happened. You want to prepare for something, what will happen anyway? Exactly the way it will happen. Even if this moment creates infinite possibilities of futures, they're already true. So even that you cannot change. So if there's one future, maybe, but if there's infinite futures, even they are already there. So who needs to know if it's a one future because you want to make, you are my personal future. I want to know because I am more in love with this body than with everyone else. I fucking don't care if someone gets shot. Yes, I'm not.
How is it already there?
What?
Well, future.
How many times did I tell you that?
How many times again? I forgot already. That's my business. Everyone forgets what I say. You said don't keep it in your mind. Come on.
He just wants to hear it again and again.
Yep.
He cannot get enough from it. So what did I say last time? No?
But you often talk about that solid block of reality.
No, I talked about that solid block which is already in the absolute potential of Parabrahma, the absolute dreamer. You can say it's an absolute almighty energy, which is an absolute potential of whatever can happen or not. So before it even appears, it's already there, in its absolute potential. So the next moment is already there before it even appears, in the dream. So as the dream is already dreamt, because as the absolute potential of the absolute dreamer, it already includes the absolute dream. Whatever can be dreamt or not dreamt is already there in the absolute Parabrahman, as the absolute energy or the absolute himself. So in that sense, the next moment is already there before it even appears. Because it comes just out of its absolute potential and goes back to the potential. So in coming is not coming and in going is not going. So whatever is without beginning, without end. There's an infinite, whatever now they call it. The eternal now. Eternity now experiencing itself in this vertical moment which is already there before it even appears. So in that sense, everything is exactly as it was already there. So there's not even a happening. That's called silence, because out of silence only silence is. Silence means no coming, no going. And the stillness you can experience is part of that silence, but it's just an aspect of silence. But the silence is your nature, the nature of the Absolute, or the Self, the Life, which is now not even in action. There's a dream of action, a dream of coming, a dream of going, but that's the only dream. And you are that. Experiencing yourself coming from that absolute potential, now, cut, like one frame after the other, which is already the absolute movie from the absolute dream. Whatever, all like pointers to that. That everything already happened and there is no need for caring. If caring happens, it happens. But there's no control of life at all. And life doesn't need to control life. That's the main thing. There's an idea of fear which makes you different from life, and that is punishment. That's called suffering. You're taking apart like a separate entity, separate being from that what you are. And so any moment you are not what you are, longing for that what you are, you punish yourself. Because there's no other self who could punish you. So you punish yourself so severe by not being what you are that you suffer only by that. That's your only suffering from not being what you are. So by that you long for it. And the longing will end just the instant you are what you are every night, the longing ends. And then in the morning you fall in love again and it starts again. So you're already an expert to drop the longing, the longer what it's longed for, just falling asleep. And in the morning you're stupid enough to pick it up where it ended last night. So stupidity runs the whole thing. So, what to do? Try harder? Then it gets harder. Try softer, then it gets softer. But what to do?
When you say falling asleep, it's like really the brain falls asleep. It's not any body.
No, it's the brain falls asleep. Your the perception disconnects from the body.
Yeah.
That you call falling asleep.
Yeah.
And then in the dream, there's a dream from that whatever. Then the perception starts again, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
But perception is uninterrupted. Perception is the body experience without it. So there's no falling asleep in a way. It's like the sun is not rising, the sun is not setting. That's the same. The world is turning, but no sun is rising, no sun is setting. So no one falls asleep and no one wakes up. Life is uninterrupted. So life is independent of the experience of your body. So life continues. Life is still what is life. Experiencing this body or not. So the dead experience of Ramana is that his nature is in spite of the experience of the body, in spite of whatever space, in spite of the universe, in spite of even awareness you are. Not because of anything. So it's actually a life experience. Being that what absolute doesn't know what it is not. That's the absolute knowledge. Who never knows what it is and what it is not. Because there is no one who claims anything, to know or not to know. And the knower who wakes up in the morning, it's a false relative knower and can only know relative false knowledge. But this is the way you realize yourself. And be happy that knowledge cannot be known by anyone, not even by yourself. If you could own the knowledge, that would be true. Then you would be separated from the knowledge you are. So this little idea that you want to own yourself, that is your heart knot. Trying to know yourself about what of longing. It's maybe a natural thing to do, but this is like suffering. Creating a heart knot around your heart, your inner being, that being what you are, having this idea that you have to know yourself to be yourself. You have to own yourself, possess yourself. That called love tells you that. Loving, caring means you want to own your beloved. You want to know your beloved. This is out of love. It's not something because you want to, out of bad intention. No, the intention is love. The intention is to know yourself. And that out of love, not out of hating you. There's a love for yourself. But by that love for yourself, you want to own yourself. That's a passion burning inside. The passion for yourself. How to stop that? Impossible.
Seems inevitable.
Yeah, it cannot be avoided. So the avoider cannot be avoided. The avoider is a lover who wants to know the beloved. Consciousness wanting to know consciousness and will always inquire into his nature, into his beloved self. So you better be in spite of that knowledge or consciousness or whatever you can experience. Because it will never end, it will never begin. So be in spite means you are that what you are, which absolutely doesn't know what it is and what it is not. That knowledge which is so natural to you, never needs any awakening or whatever kind of anything. Never in any need of anything. It is in the present as it is in the absence, that's all. That's what it is. So it cannot be claimed in the presence or in the absence. So it cannot make you more or less in the present or absence, so be more or less that what can never get more or less in anything. This is an effortlessness of being what you are, and not by any claiming I understood myself, I dig so deep into my bloody nature, and I meditated for 20 years, and now I have the stillness in my hand. I can control my dick now, the biggest. I'm the tantric master. Good. Questions about? See, I can all talk you to death. So I always try to talk you to death, not bore you to death.
I can be the laziest guy ever.
You are anyway. You have never done anything in your whole fucking life.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck. There's nothing.
Oh, and I have now the idea that I could be also the producest guy ever. If I can be the
Of course, everyone thinks the Buddha didn't make it, but I will make it. Because that was Buddha. Huh?
I could go to Greenpeace or something like that.
Yeah, if you want to have some peace, you go to Greenpeace.
Yeah.
But they are banned out of India. So you have to go away from India.
Oh, no.
Greenpeace is peaced off from India. They're banned. I told them to ban them. It's too much hope in Greenpeace. It's fucking hell, Greenpeace. That people think they can save the world. Fuck it, huh? Cannot even save themselves. Trying to control and knowing better than existence how existence has to run this world, huh? And then they need to be punished for that. They will be punished. Trying to control life and telling life how life has to live life. You have to be a separate God, and by being a separate God, you'll suffer about being a separate God, huh? Who knows better than God himself how God has to live himself. So they will be punished just by being that who knows better, one who knows better than existence, how it has to be. So we don't have to worry about. Punishment is instantly. Otherwise I would shoot them right away. All the good people on this world. Actually, I hate the good people more than the bad people.
Really?
Yeah. Because without good people, there would be no bad people. So as I never found any good people, good person, there's no bad person. That's the best.
But you could.
If I would have found one good person, I would have shot him right away. But thanks God, I never found him. Not even this guy. I tried to be good. I tried to be good.
Me too.
I was very good and trying to be good. But I failed. I failed. This is SA here. Seekers Anonymous. One sitting, I failed. My name is Karl, I failed. But it's like Buddha. Buddha was the first, he created actually the SA. Seekers Anonymous. I try to. And he was the first, said I totally have to say I failed. I tried all possible ways of knowing myself. I tried all possible ways to save the world, to bring happiness to the world. I failed. And by being the absolute failure, by being what he is, he became the Buddha himself. That is his Buddha nature. Buddha always fails to know Buddha. And Buddha cannot control anything. He never needs to control anything. That is Buddha nature. That makes him the Buddha and not the Gautama sheath. I have to make some. Otherwise he looks too good, the Buddha. That's why in Buddhism that people try to be good, because it's always an exercise of failing. They fail. It's not that no one ever succeeded. It's like you give them something to do where they will fail in. It's like getting used to be a failure. You will fail always. It's not trying to get used to be a successor. Because by every little success you have, you suck that little. You become a sucker, that's all. A successor. But the failure is your bloody nature. So failing, failing, failing. Like, not I'm sailing, I'm failing. Without the 7 C's of underwear. So I mean, that's when you want to... No, I like Buddha, but not because he became enlightened. He was a Buddha by failing to get enlightened. Yeah, and he said it. I failed, even in that. But in that absolute, being the absolute failure, there is no one who was unenlightened, or because you are unenlightened now because you believe one day I will be enlightened. That makes you an unenlightened one, that's all. The possibility of enlightenment makes you unenlightened, and by that you become a sufferer who believes to be unenlightened or unawake. But so try hard to get enlightened. And if you ask me, you will fail. Thanks God and praise the Lord and hallelujah, just in case. And just see, there was never anyone who was realized. In the whole story of mankind, there was no one who ever realized his true nature. There was never anyone who was ever unenlightened or enlightened. All of that is fairy tale. Always sounds good, and you can read it, and it's always nice to read, and whatever kind, and you can, oh, what nice, me too, me too, me too. I wanted to. Oh, Tweety, Tweety, Tweety. The light, the burning inside. I want to burn out for God. Me, me, me. As if God gives a fuck about you burning out or not. Like the eternal fire doesn't know you even. You think your little spark needs to be burned out that the fire can be brighter? What an idea! But this is the idea everyone runs around with. But I can assure you, the light of the little spark is not, the nature of the little spark is not different as the nature of the absolute fire. So what is there to do? Even now you are that. In the experience of being a spark, as being the fire, which is burning in the absolute fire, that eternal fire, and this relative little whatever, tralala, whatever it is. So you don't have to look sparkling to be what you are. But I like more sparkling water than still water. That's my preference. I hate stillness, actually. Fucking boring. No? If there really would be stillness, everyone would really try to make something happen again. What is going on here? The stillness of my heart. Everyone remembers when I was a baby, there was this big tit coming in front of me, and I was sucking. I'm a sucker now. I was a sucker. I started as a sucker, and now I need milk. I want to be satisfied by the tit of the absolute mother. Where are you? Where are you? Like Rama Krishna journeying for the mother. Satisfy me, satisfy me. What did they say later? Who fucking needed this bloody mother? He was so naughty. There's as much divinity in a cunt of a bitch. And I say as in the balls of the Pope. Good. I have to make it a little balance here. Nice words need some balance. Otherwise you think I'm a nice guy, and that's the worst case scenario. Good. Some more questions. Litauen? No? Not ready yet. Ready-made. Switzerland, all good? No, never good enough. One makes, just because if someone would then dig deeper, then, okay, it's okay. What to do? So, a question from Switzerland? No. Yeah, I should not complain. I always try to make it very thick, and then I should not expect more questions after a while. But they come anyway. Yeah, Opa, something else what I have taught already and you forgot?
Most of it. I didn't write it down.
Sounds good. Memory is something for Heidelberg. Drink more coffee. That's your future. Coffin. The last cough in. Why do they call it coffin? Because your last cough in? You have to smoke more.
They say in England, it's not the cough that carries you off, it's the coffin they carry you off.
Yeah, so cough in, off in. It's inbuilt already. Sarcophagus. It's called sarcophagus. The sarcophagus the last time. You know what a sarcophagus is? The sacred fuck? Now I have to tease you, but come on. I can do even talking more bullshit, come on. Yes?
Can you say something about Shaktipat?
About what?
Shaktipat, transmission.
Shakti pass.
Shaktipat.
Yeah, Shakti pass. Not bad. Shakti pass.
Okay, Shaktipat.
Passing the Shakti. Yeah. Sounds good. From one guru to the next best successor. You mean then? The last transmission of the inner knowledge to the next, whatever. It's like when they run around, it's like this form, and then always giving the next stick to the next one. That the tradition survives, the lineage is keeping the lineage alive. Huh? Yeah, that's called Shaktipas, like the guys who sits there after the Papaji and all this having around them, had this Shaktipas because now they're presenting them. The knowledge was transmitted in the presence of the master. And now I'm presenting, I'm sharing it, I'm just in the lineage of my master, of the master, of the master. Like Ramana is claimed to be the master, Papa, and now they are the disciple. No, why not?
So it works.
Yeah, it works, and because it works, it has to be in the dream. It works. But it's a dream Shakti and a dream transmission, and the dream master transmitting it to a dream student, and the student becomes a master, and then the master gives another, whatever the Shakti to the one. It's like a dream Shakti, a dream knowledge transmitted to a dream, whatever. That the dream continues. It's part of the dream. So I don't deny it. Yes, it's there. It's a lineage. The dream lineage of master. Like Nisargadatta came from hundreds of years, there's this, whatever, Advaita Gita, this. That's my Shaktipas. In the kitchen. Quite something, huh? But Ramana said the self has no lineage and never needs any lineage. That was as a lineage, that can only be in the false dream. Nisargadatta said the same nearly, that said, with me all the lineage ends. By me being what I am, all the lineages end. There was nothing before and nothing after that, what I am. There is no lineage for that. But in the dream, there are all the Shaktipas and all what you can imagine. So I don't say it's something wrong or right with it. It happens, yes. So and then masters taking successors and confirming people, and then they keep the tradition alive. It's like religion. Nothing right or wrong with it. This is just a part of it. But it will not make you what you are, and you better see it's empty. When you believe in it and it's your life and you sing, and then for sure you want to be one of them who gets transmitted, like Diksha or something, Shaktipas, Enlightenment. So out of love for yourself, you try everything. Like even beer, it sounds like beer, this big thing. Huh? You're just cleaning the...
Beer cage. They're setting up the beer barrel.
Yeah, beer barrel.
Party afterwards.
No, so when I tell you this, whatever you can imagine, all the big things and successing and getting master or something and being a master of the heart, all of that, what can be named and framed and there's a lineage in it and tradition, it's fine. It's neither good or bad, it's just part of this Hollywood or Bollywood movie. So don't be concerned about it if it's true or not true, because it cannot make you more truth or less truth, whatever. It cannot give or take anything from what you are. So be generous, okay. They are masters and they are students and they are successors, they are Shaktipas, but energy cannot be transmitted to anyone. Can only be a dream. What are they doing there?
Gas bubbles.
Gas bomb, oh yeah, the explosive stuff. No, there's nothing in for you. Knowing it or not knowing it, but I just enjoy it. Oh, you are confirmed by Papaji. Bravo! Fantastic. Madoka comes or this comes. They all come very often, nearly every night they come. So, okay? And there are many tricks of it. And there are Shakti, there are shit cities, there's dreams Shaktis and dream cities and supernatural powers, and I don't deny them. But what is that compared to be that what is energy itself? Who's dreaming the whole dream? Why going for peanuts when you can be the whole whatever? Why going for this little city supernatural bullshit? Controlling some lineages and being the master of all time, being the Jiddu Krishnamurti of our days like Eckhart Tolle. Who needs that? No, I mean, like, what is compared to the knowledge you are, all of that is peanuts. It's like nothing. Huh? But the inner greed. How to control that inner greed? Huh? And this maybe, there comes this maybe again, and maybe there is something in for me, and maybe I should go, maybe, I'm not sure, and just in case I go. Just I guess I go to that whatever, Shakti, tralala. Maybe I have to experience it. Maybe. Just in case, okay, let's go. So this little doubt you cannot get rid of. The doubt will be there. So maybe, go. You have to look for yourself. Maybe after a while you develop your instinct, because it all stinks. It can all be experienced. It can all be smelled. It can all be whatever. But the tastelessness of your nature can never be experienced or tasted by anyone, not even by yourself. And that tastelessness is the sugar you are, the sweetness which is what you are, which can never be tasted by itself. And all the tastes and all the smells and all of that, compared to the sweetness of your nature, who never needs to be sweet, never needs to taste itself. That sweetness. And whatever else you taste and experience is what? Bitter compared to that. It's all bitter. Because it needs comparison. This is more sweet than this. It always needs relative opposites and all of that what is needed, depending on that and circumstances, depending finding the right master, depending on transmission, depending on that, and just in case this, and all that maybes, maybe, mayday, SOS. Self-calling self.
Save our souls.
Save our souls, yeah. Save my soul. Master, come to me. Not in me. Good. So something else from the Shakti path? I liked 10 years ago there was, or whatever, this from the light, this Danish lady who went to Madras for the Diksha people. She was invited because she was a little guru. All the gurus were invited to have a 3 weeks enlightenment, guaranteed. Normally it was $20,000. Brad Pitt went, Angelina Jolie, all the who was not there. I was even invited. Isaac was there. He was not only he was there, and then he made a business out of it. And then she went there, and she was always curious, and she can talk a bit Tamil, I think, whatever. And she went to the kitchen and asked him, "Oh, what's the chai here? The chai is made. What is this powder there?" Bang. What is bang? Some powder, just smoke. Yeah, what are you doing with it? Oh, a little bit in the chai every day. And everyone was uplifted in his spirit. They're just walking around like stoned, like in San Francisco in the 70s or something. So there are always little tricks in ashrams sometimes, and little whatever. So don't trust it. Don't trust anything. Sometimes they come with this smoking, this whatever, the kampa thing, and you never know what is in it. You sit meditating and they come. And sometimes prasad is, you never know what is in that prasad. Sometimes more than coconut and bananas. No, I don't want to make you afraid of fear. Enjoy the show. It's really so unpredictable what ashrams or masters do to have disciples and becoming a big one and spreading something.
Do you remember the old poster, the joke? It said, enlightenment guaranteed in 3 weeks, or you get your ego back.
Yeah. Or your money back.
Yeah, your ego back.
Yeah, but you have to prove that you are not enlightened to get your money back.
Yeah, right.
That's the hardest. You will never succeed.
No one will admit it.
There's little letters. You get your money back, but only when you can prove not to be enlightened. It's really not. It's really fair. Greediness meets greediness. It's always a perfect match. So every master or every disciple deserves the master he gets. Because it's always like a match, perfect match in this dream. So what you look for, you get. What resonates with you, and then you get it. If you want to have Shakti, you meet your Shakti master. If you want this heart, loving Trala, you meet that one. Because you look for it, and then this one fits for you. And maybe in that you have to fail, because that is your, whatever, little job, to fail in that. But it resonates, and then you go for it. Or not. It's decided. So you cannot make me saying that something wrong or right with it. It's just as I see it. It happens. But it will not make you what you are. You cannot attain what you are by one of them. It will be gone again. It's all fleeting experiences, and you have to be, again, that leftover is with and without it. You will always be the absolute leftover anyway. When everything is gone, you will be there. That is this experience of Ramana or Jesus. The dead experience being the absolute absence of any experiencer experiencing something, and still you are. So what? When all the Shakti and all the Diksha and all the masters and disciples are gone, you are still what you are. Which you were, what you are now, and what you will be. Uninterrupted. And the rest is just the rest. But the rest cannot give you the rest, as much as promising. Even with a lack. Good. Stephen.
Well, what about Mahasamadhi?
Sounds good.
fairly.
So
every night you have a little samadhi, and when the body really doesn't wake up, that's a mahasamadhi, that's all.
but if we believe we are the body, then there's some rebirth.
But every night you have a samadhi, every morning you are reborn.
It's good value.
No, mahasamadhi simply means in dying no one dies because there was never anyone born. That's why they make a mahasamadhi for what so-called Brahmana or these guys, because they realized the reality you realized, which was not something new. That's why it's called mahasamadhi. No one died in dying, actually. That's when he was asked, where are you going, what shall we do without you? He said, where shall I go? Where did I come from? Where can I go? There is no coming, no going. And I just put in different words, just as I whatever can. But the message is not different at all. Maybe I'm not so nice. So if you want to have an old guy looking like a grandpa, sorry.
No, that's nice.
No. Really. Asshole.
Wait 10 more years. Did you ever have any children?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Men never know.
Maybe you can grow your beard a little bit like Osho.
Osho didn't make it. Come on. He was born on the 11th of December. He missed one day.
To be like you.
Huh?
To be like you, you're born 12.
Yeah. You have to be dozen. The full dozen is like when midnight and noon comes together. That's called high noon. But he was just before. Just a little before. 5 minutes too early. That's why he was always coming early. I like Osho. He gave all these people these techniques that they fail in it. He was a Zen master in that. No one ever succeeded. All dynamic meditation, all that whatever techniques they went through, they all failed. So all the techniques are given that you fail in it, not succeeding in it. So I don't have to like him for that, but I don't go so far. But I see what consciousness tries to do with it. And he really didn't like his body. So he had to look different. Good. Andres. I always come back to you, but you have to spit it out.
What?
I don't know. There will be something, but I don't know when. So I just in case I asked you. Uzbekistan. Nothing more? You will be confronted with many of these ideas here in Tiru.
Already.
Wherever you are, chai shops and things, there will be some master sitting around you and tell you what you have to do. And that was the message from Muji. But the 63 saints of the mountain, the dark forces, kicked him out. Now I know who was it. You know the 63 saints who are always surrounding our Arunachala?
Why are they dark?
Huh?
Why are they dark?
No, he called them dark forces.
No,
Not me.
Muji called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think 4 or 5 years when he made this video for his disciples that he could not come to Tiru this time. He said, "My dears, I cannot come because there are dark forces working against me in Tiru."
I don't think that was the 63
It was.
saints, was it?
I tell you, it's, whatever happens in Tiru, they are guilty. The mountain doesn't do anything. You can never blame the mountain, but he has his 63 servants. No, I tell you, they're known, very known.
The Alvars.
Yeah, and Virupaksha is one of the famous of them. There's ashes in there. They're all Shiva disciples. They're all whatever realized, and Shiva gave them whatever, and they're all now still, the energy is resonating here. But it's dream, but it's nice. I like that games. I'm coming from this bloody shaman, Mexican tralala dream things and Castaneda, Don Juan. So I'm not. No, they came '94 when I was here. They came at night in Trishult Hotel.
Who came?
They're 63, one by one. They came. Sitting in front of my bed and hello.
Which drugs were you taking at the time?
Yeah, Tiru drug. But it's very known, even Robert Adams had the same experience. In some books I found it too. So I'm not so special. A little bit maybe.
So they came to you and sat at your bed and then
They just know you exchange always this energy. It's like a tak 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 tak. There's no difference. The welcoming is that you just change position. It's like a sex act. Total penetration, inside out.
So why weren't there 69 of them then?
That's you. You were missed that time.
Ah,
You will make up for it.
okay.
I had this experience with what is this divine light? No, what was this light and sound meditation from Delhi? This guy, Nitya Tankni. What is called? No, Kirtal Singh. It was this old guy, the 70s. Light and sound meditation, very famous worldwide. The competition of TM.
Guru Maharaji, that kind of divine light.
No, divine light is something else. That's Chitananda. No, I went with a friend because he has a center in Vizaband, and he invited me. I said, "Fuck it, I don't like masters." So I went, and then he gave this mantra and this blah and meditation thing, and then. But that night, that guy was sitting in front of me too. So what do you want? Fuck off. So something like this. Knowing that bloody lucid dreaming from Castaneda and saying it all like everything can happen. Come on, bullshit. And then later I met some people who are disciples of him, like from Christians, and they said, "Wow, he came to you. We're all meditating for that. We are praying day and night that he comes into our room." Fuck. So I didn't want him. I kicked him out. He is always promising when you die, he will be on the other shore and guides you. So I don't need a guide. They always come to people who don't, because if you invite them anyway, they are already there. So, but they want to come.
I'm still very interested what you did with these 63 saints.
Nothing.
What happened?
As I said it just was a perfect sex. What?
What? Yeah, what?
Yeah, you change position, perception. You look from here and from there. You don't know that? You cannot do that in sex? That's called Tantra, baby. If you have sex with your lady and you don't know if you are the lady or the man anymore.
63 times. Without foreplay, effortlessness, pum 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 pum. Not like working your ass off, just to have a little oneness experience. Yeah, that's called Tantra, but it doesn't need any foreplay. You don't usually speak of such things.
But today, the light is on. No, normally, no, I avoided to speak about it because that makes whatever fantasy going, but now I don't care anymore. Now I make it just like talking about making tea or something, or a recipe for cake. Because that is like, for what you are, it's all like, there's nothing special in it. It's just a different experience. So not talking about it, maybe not saying it, is maybe worse than saying it. Who knows? Just make it like a next sip of coffee experience, because it's nothing special for what you are. It's not something, just like my mother kicked my ass when I was 4 or something. She never did, but... And you will never know if I lie or not. I can make up anything. So what? That's the best. I don't even know if it's true or not. Yeah, but this is the best tradition. That is the tradition I just keep. The tradition of the biggest liar who gives a shit about if it's true or not. If it really was like that or not, who gives a fuck? That I like about Ramana. There was this guy who wrote his biography, and all everyone saying, this is not true, that never happened, and that never happened, and every bloody biography is good enough for me. What I am has no biography, and that what you can write down is bullshit anyway. Any story. So what? So I had sex with 63 Just have fun, come on, it's not so bad. Better you fuck them before they fuck you. No, things happen. So what? In the dream, everything can happen. There's no limit of fantasy, of whatever. That's called fantasy, not fantasy or something. Fantasy. Be wild. Or be wildered. Not Mr. Wild. Be wilder. Ken is so boring, Ken Wilber. Best friend of Andrew Cohen, it must be boring. Whoa. So some people I really don't want to be. I have still my little... Karl is bad, but I couldn't find anyone better. It's only worse and worse. Good. So, still nothing? No? You're from?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, LA. From the City of Angels.
That's right.
When I was in San Francisco, 80, I always say, Frisco. And everyone tried to kill me. This is not Frisco, this is San Francisco. Well, okay. So why LA? Because they don't care. Whatever. There's a Bodhi tree. There was, it's gone.
It's gone. It's been gone a couple of years now.
Because 2004 it was a book presentation of mine there. In a direction.
Sorry, I missed you.
It was fun. Bodhi tree. No, the guy was quite nice. The owner, I think. Long time. That was a nice story. Good. What else? At LA, nothing new in LA. Hollywood still running. Hollywood is still...
Oh, it's up and, it's running, it's strong. As it ever was.
The Hollywood way. We call it Hollywood way in Germany. The wood way is like you walk on something but it's not real. It's like a Hollywood way. It's Hollywood. And you're living on Malibu now?
No. I'm living at the beach on the opposite direction.
Everyone lives on the beach.
Oh, no.
No?
Oh, no. She doesn't.
She doesn't?
I called her out. No, she lives in East Hollywood.
In the
Yeah,
hills.
yeah.
You're-
And I'm German.
You're German. Yeah. You like the view. On the what?
And the peas.
On the beach, yeah. The beaches are full of bitches.
Hey, you know, somebody has to be, right?
Yeah. And I like bitches. They're more entertaining than... Who wants to have a boring girlfriend or something? Nice girls.
Why do you like the piano?
Yeah, that I asked myself for 21 years. It's not about that I like the... I don't know. I came only because I was sitting in Bombay with Balsaka 3 days, and he always pointed to Ramana in the mountain and said, "This is my biggest influence," or something. And I said, "Fuck it! Why I'm sitting here with one who has the biggest influence? Why not going to that what is the influence?" Because I was so bored with Balsaka. Bloody God's will and saying, "Oh, God's willy," and I had some little discussion. Say, I think God has no will. And he said, "What? God's will? Don't believe in God." "No, I don't believe in His willy." He was a bit troubled. The only thing I liked, there was this another Madhuka from Munich. He was always shoot and recording and sing. And there was one day a guy from New York, like a whatever young Jewish tralala, and today said Madhuka, today no recording. Normally you put everyone with recording system in front, no recording. He didn't listen, put it there. At the end of whatever, and then Madhuka, BAM! Into his stomach. And then the Jewish guy on the floor, "Oh, Ramesh help! And now hyperventilating, "What shall I do? What can I do? Help, what shall I do?" I said, "Oh, helplessness in action." I actually liked that. This not being in any control at all. Fantastic. So I liked him as what he is, but his message I didn't like. Because his message is like you can do something to make your life better. So like you can control it by understanding or by whatever. And I didn't like that. Like it went the opposite way. I already say failing is whatever. This is too much success. And then confirming people that they got it and saying, I say, this is not my place. Then he said this, okay, then I go to bloody Arunachala.
And then what happened?
Huh?
And then what happened here?
So there was not so many people around.
63 saints.
Then you have some sex with someone else, because there's not so many girls, nothing. Before, that was prior to Papaji dying and all the flood coming down, the flooding, inflation. So it was maybe, you maybe saw 2 or 5 Westerners a day, somewhere. Okay, what are you doing? Going to the cave and doing whatever? Sitting in the, I liked it. There was still the floor very rough in the ashram. That was really nice. Now everything is a bit posh. It's like renovated dead. Deadly renovated? No, renovated dead. Too much money right now. I don't know. Actually, one leads always to the other. You never know why things happen. But looking back, you can say, oh yes, that had to happen, that this is now like this. But it was never my decision. It was one day in Germany, I read this I Am That, and I said, on the back there's a guy sitting in Bombay who was a successor. And I said, okay, let's see, because he was there, let's go to Bombay. So one leads to other. And then I was disappointed in Bombay, so I had to go. When I was anyway in India, okay, go to Lineage. And then you hang out here. And then since then I'm winter here, mostly. Sitting somewhere and trying to get rid of Ramanaism. I was quite angry that time at the beginning when I was sitting here, because everyone was walking around and knowing better than Ramana, and they wanted to make a technique and Ramana's method and Ramana's teachings from a guy who never had any teaching, never read anything, never gave any method or something. And everyone claimed to be a disciple of him, and everyone claimed it. And I tried for the first years, I was very trying to destroy, to get rid of this religion which just growing, Ramanaism worldwide. But I gave up. Now I let it happen. It's like, I think Ramana would rather like it or not like it. Just things happen. Shit happens. If it has to happen like this, okay. But if you ask me, it's really like a wonder that even Christianity came out of Christ, or Buddhism came out of Buddha. How can it? I always ask, would Buddha be a Buddhist this day? Maybe not. He would try to destroy it as everything. And if I say Mao was the biggest Buddhist for me, who tried to crash all the cultures of all religions, and just being what you are, the Buddha in Mao, fighting against Buddhism. I like that image. So in that sense, what brought you here?
I just got the message to come here. And you showed up.
Who came to you? In person or in...
In person. She decided I have to go to the mountain. And I also knew I had to come to India, so everything was just happening.
It's decided.
Yeah.
Just relax and enjoy the show.
Yeah. It just seems like time is standing still here.
Yeah, many have this. You see so many problems and you don't try to solve them. Because there's too many anyway. Inside, outside is too much. Maybe you can relax more where there is. It seems like there is no relaxation possible, but then you relax. This paradox is quite immense. But it's good. So in that sense, India is like a no one knows what. And no one comes because of wellness or health reasons. Or you come for health reasons? No. It's a hell reason, no? So in that sense. So any question?
I think I have thousands of questions.
You cannot choose now. Not the special one. No, I'm grateful that this mountain, the light of Shiva, is quite, that was the last obstacle for me. I took it away by showing its nature to me. And that takes it away. So sitting in the Vipassana cave and by whatever, getting the perception, traveling into the mountain and really seeing that this mountain is pure light, whatever. And then being the origin of all the universe, all creation, creating everything, out of light everything comes, the whole whatever. And then just a split second seeing if you can experience it, you cannot be it. Like a total absolute insight. What you are is not even light. You will never know yourself. You will never know yourself as that what you are. If light is not what you are, so fuck it all. So this fuck it all from this mountain, that even the light of Shiva is not Shiva. It's still a dream, the dream of Shiva, but not the nature of Shiva. That why Shiva Shambhu means that what is to himself absolute unknown, unconditional in its nature. That is Shiva Shambhu. And there's no moon, like there is no light. And then he realizes himself as light, as the light of Shiva. And then the whole universe comes out of the lingam of light, vibrating as light, as space and time, as a vibration of a dreamlike whatever. But what is that light? Light doesn't know any light. So for that, even the experience of light is already the starting of realization, but not what it is.
say there was a last obstacle. So for whom was that obstacle?
Yeah, for what I am.
How can that have an obstacle?
It is an obstacle because it imagines to be light. By my almighty whatever nature of the absolute dreamer, imagining that light is my home, it became an obstacle. Then I compared that what is not light as something what is foreign, and then I made myself whatever depending on light.
It sounds as if what you are can have some kind of illusion.
If you like you illusion yourself as Upaha, come on, or not? You imagine to be born Upaha, by your almighty nature you take that as reality. So I took my reality as light. That's the same. Self imagining itself as light. It's a fake experience. As taking as real. So what to do? Go down! Germans. Fuck them all. No touch. How can that happen that the self falls in love with the self, as an imaginary one? How can it happen? Yeah, but even the light of Shiva is an imaginary light. So what? How can it happen? How can it not happen? So, and then you fail to know where you are and where you're not. But then before you have a preference. That makes you a jiva.
Was there a difference between that before and after?
No, there was, for what I am, there was no before and no after.
Yeah.
But still, I had a relative home, which was light. So, what to do? Well, see, they're showing me that it's 10 past 12. Thank you, Kevin. Otherwise, I have no friends. No one tells me anything.
So we can say there is only the absolute and everything else is fiction.
Even that is fiction.
Even that is fiction.
Fiction, fiction, fiction.
So what is?
Who needs to know? The instant answer is always that me. Me. And where there is me, there is misery. And because misery, the me wants to be without misery, the me is longing to be without the me. And that is called mindfuck. It will never stop. So any me is your enemy. Any me. Even the master me.
Did you just make that up now?
No. Very old. Very old.
That's good.
Yeah, I surprise myself again and again. Surprise. Le grand surprise de la... Je. I like this French. Je t'aime. So it's like a walk starting. Je t'aime. Mon amour. Fuck off. Or something. Okay, thank you for going. Because otherwise I cannot go. See you tomorrow, maybe.